Good afternoon. Good afternoon. There's just one disclaimer that I need to make. You see my attire. I'm not Ghanaian. I'm Namibian. I want to stand on perhaps the protocol that was established, but would like to acknowledge the presence of my colleague, the Ambassador of Algeria, Jamal, my colleagues from the Namibian Embassy, friends of Africa, fellow Africans. Thank you once again for having me as a speaker. I'm not here to really make a speech. It's just about talking to fellow Africans and sharing just a few ideas of what I think about the situation that we find ourselves in. I want to thank Miriam for inviting me to be able to say a few words. Think Africa, I think, is doing a great job creating the awareness that we need in a new environment. There is a story about how things work in life. And there is this story that I always hear about when you come to an African house. The first day, you are a guest. The second day, you are still a guest. The third day, you'll be given the equipment that is needed to go and help in the garden. And you no longer be a guest, but you would need to make a contribution. And as people that have left our countries for whatever good reason, some people came here to study, some came here for economic reasons, some for political reasons, you name it. There are many reasons why we came. Of course, we came for diplomatic reasons, but we find ourselves in a different country. Now, the question is, how do you behave? What is it that you do? What is it that will make your stay as pleasant and as positive as possible? I would like to think that the first thing of getting to any place is that you get to know your host. You get to appreciate what your host likes and dislikes, over and above the courtesies of getting to somebody's house, somebody's country. And many a times we go to places and do not take the time to learn the nuances of a private person that you visit, the nuances of a society that you visit, and of course the rules of that country that you visit. Now, as I said, we came to Finland for multiple reasons. And the theme that we were given particularly for this event is, what is my role? What is your role in Finland? What is your role in the overall context of the development maybe that you seek to achieve in your own life? Maybe you thought that where you were not able to self-actualize and were not able to reach that maximum that you can, as a human being, make in your life. It can be a short life, it can be a very long life, but in that life. Now, Finland is a great place. I've come to learn, and you can read up on the statistics about this country, and of course education is number one. And we believe that education is an equalizer, and many of the people that come here seek first education. So I've made to understand. Now, there is this secret that I've also heard, that if you get your education here in Finnish, it can be free. But if it's in English, then you know that you have to pay quite a lot. And that brings me back to that first statement that I made about learning the nuances of your society, of your host. And learning the language is one way that gets you there. And if you plan to stay here for a long, it may be good to learn that language. And it will pay you huge dividends down the line. But as a person, it is always about making a positive contribution. Positive contribution in your own life, but also in the life of that society that you want to be part of. Some of us want to be integrated. Some of us are just 4-year visitors or 5-year visitors. And then we'll leave. But we'll learn things from the society as to what is it that can make our own societies better. Diplomats are fine, but for those that are staying on, I can only really call on you. Learn the language first and foremost, but learn those nuances. Learn what is it that you can benefit from the society. See how, at times we also like to stick together with our countrymen, our regional men. Of course, countrymen is not, there's no gender in it. It's just those that come from your own country. Now, doing that has got its benefits also. But there's the disadvantage that you don't learn. And the best way to learn is from those that are in the system, meaning the nationals. Link up with nationals of the country. Of course, we know that Think Africa is doing well. They are exposing you to certain things, and I appreciate what they are doing. There are other institutions that are equally doing that role. But it is about getting the best things out of the system that you want to be part of. So call on everybody that has come here as a visitor. Just learn just one thing, even if it's just one thing. Learn that which is beneficial to you, beneficial to your children, and ultimately beneficial to those that depend on you. Now, Think Africa has got, as we have heard, those ideals of linkages. What is it? They engage to provide a platform. Let's make use of those platforms. I'm sure people would be coming up more and more as the day goes and as the week continues. I enthuse you to really join these platforms so that you learn what is it that you can benefit from the society. Now, it does not mean that you completely abandon your heritage. Be proud of where you come from. And because you are proud, you enrich yourself and is then able to help those that still are in the position that you probably tried to escape from, escape being used loosely, or that you wanted to get out of. Help those that can come here and then be able to tell them that this is how things are done here and this is the route. If you take this route, that you're going to go get to the best point. Ultimately, you would be empowered. You will be empowered to be a better person. That, which I said, self-actualization, reaching the highest spot of what you can achieve as a human being. We all are in this life for a purpose, I believe. You are born to satisfy or to achieve a certain purpose. And we perhaps need to find that. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. But we need to find that. Africa is not a bad place per se. It is what we make it to be. And I think we therefore has got a role of people that are now being regarded as the diaspora. We have got a role also to make a contribution at home. If we get to that point where we have upskilled ourselves, and are in a financial position, in an economic position where you can make a contribution at home, please do. Ultimately, what we have also seen is that the African Union has also made this leap of faith in accepting the diaspora, wherever, as the sixth region of the continent. And it is on that basis that we as ambassadors call on you to make also a contribution to those societies where you come from the continent at large, but also specifically those countries and those societies that you come from. It's an opportunity for you to learn. It's an opportunity for you to be empowered economically, academically, and to know that there are better ways of doing things. Let us not just get to Finland and be thinking of only ourselves and just think of having a nice time. And after 2, 3, 4, how many years ever, go back and say, I've been to Finland, but there's nothing to show for it. Let us work as Africans, let us work to really get to a place where we can be proud of ourselves, but also be proud of contributions that we make in Finland, but also at our institutions and countries at home. Namibia remains very committed to the kind of thing that Think Africa is doing, empowering people that have come here, being the link between Finland and the diaspora, being the link between Finland and other countries from where the diaspora is coming. So I'm great to be part of this event. I trust that during this week that you'll be able to showcase and engage in conversations that will allow you to move forward. On that note, I wish you well, and I ask that you keenly participate here, but beyond this particular room to make the best out of your situation. I thank you.